Jim, let me begin with you on this. What do you think of a shorter deal for Ohtani, how it might impact the Mets and really the rest of the market?
Well, I always like when these type of things come out in the media because, first off, I haven't seen a guy, an impact guy, take a short-term deal with a higher AAV yet. I mean, Aaron Judge, there was talk about it last year. That certainly didn't happen. You go back a couple of years with Manny Machado and Bryce Harper, it didn't happen then too. But a lot of times this information is generated from the agent because it pushes the price tag on a one-year basis or a shorter-term basis up a lot higher, 40, 45, $50 million. It sets a market that they then go back and use to the other teams that know it's going to cost a lot more over a lot of years. And so for me, almost always when I see the short-term deals, they're not likely going to happen. Would any team like to do it? Of course they would, but I think there are other ways to do it over the length of a contract where let's say increase the value of the contract in the early parts of the years, and as he ages, it tends to go down from there because obviously he's not going to be productive at the back end of the contract. So I think more than anything, it's a lot of times this is agent generated, and most teams realize it's going to cost a lot of money.
It is going to cost a lot of money either way. We know that. What about you, Andy? How involved do you think the Mets are going to be when it comes to Ohtani this offseason?
Look, the Mets would love Ohtani. We've talked a lot on this network about how that could potentially be a fit. But I got to tell you, Gary, covering this offseason so far, GM meetings last week, just generally making my phone calls and doing my job, there's nothing. Like, there's no sense of momentum or linkage with the Mets and Ohtani at this point in his free agency right now. Now, it's early in his free agency, but that's just not what the feeling is. Could that change? I guess. But it just doesn't feel like the way the wind is blowing here. Ohtani, just a widespread industry expectation that the Dodgers would be a fit there. And again, the Mets will be in. The Mets, even if they whiffed it, sent a whiff that they have a chance, they'll be aggressive. But I just not feeling it.
You're not feeling it. What about you,
Just
Keith?
through sources. I mean, it's just something that's not being talked about as a likelihood at this point.
I mean, everybody wants him. Every single network of every single team is talking about how can we get Shohei Ohtani, and the Mets would love him. The reason why I tussle on Ohtani, why would the Mets go after him now? Why would he come here? He has to come here. He has to go to a team that he expects to win. They didn't do much playoff winning in Los Angeles with the Angels, but it's long-term potential. I know we're talking, maybe short-term dollars for a short deal with the team. The Mets, I don't think they're positioned in 2 or 3 years to go for it all the way with the World Series. I think a 10-year deal is nice. I don't know. I don't think Ohtani.
You don't think?